Hello everyone, my name is Dejaniro and today we are going to be redesigning Optimus Prime. If you enjoyed the video or really enjoyed the art, please share this video with someone you think might enjoy it as much as you did. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video and let's go. So, I wanted to redesign Optimus Prime and make him my own character. Now what do I mean by that? It means that on my free time I've been writing a manuscript for my own continuity of the Transformers mythos. But before I get into that, let's discuss the drawing itself. This drawing took legitimately around 12 hours to complete, and not because it's super technical or whatever, but because I've gotten so much better at my rendering process. Mm, Basically, my coloring skills have advanced to the point where taking shortcuts to render something makes it seem worse than what my skills can actually offer. Like, I used to use this technique where all I did was have a separate layer for shadows and highlights and then just overlay it onto the base colors. But now, with this drawing, it just did not work. So all the shadows and highlights were placed there by me. Now, I will say that the color choice was from a reference picture, but still, I did it and I really liked the way that it turned out, more than my usual shortcuts. A design aspect that was a bit difficult was the overall look. As you can see, the design borrows heavily from the G1 aesthetic of the original show, but I didn't want it to be square or something. I wanted him to be more proportionate to what humans are. And that'll be a problem with more specific designs like Brawn or even Starscream, but in my eyes, the reason that the Transformers will look like this is because one, it's my art style, like it looks similar in style to my avatar that you're seeing on screen right now, but two, I see the Transformers being two things, and those are molecularly unstable and very adaptive. So, they will be molecularly unstable, so that's why you don't see many car parts, and that's why they'll be that proportionate. Like, I imagine the outside of the shell of the Transformers would be just that, an exoskeleton, with shifting plates that look like technology but are actually highly advanced biology. I also imagine them being adaptive to whatever dominant species they're around. So in Cybertron, they look very G1. Around humans, they look more human. And if they were around something like xenomorphs, they would look a lot more like them, which that would be super sick to draw. But they just accommodate to the host species. So before I get too deep into the lore that I've been developing, I really wanted Optimus to not fall into the hole that I've been accidentally digging myself into over and over again, and that's over detailing my characters. You see, I have this problem where I want to make a design or drawing detailed to compensate for the lack of rendering, and that's a bit of a leftover from my more traditional drawing days, where I used to not color anything because I had detail on the rough outline and all that good stuff kind of just spoke for itself. But yeah, that was another challenging aspect of the simplifying of the design while making it feel alive and in my style. Another thing that I wanted it to feel was mine. I didn't want it to have design elements from other artists. Like, for example, here's my first attempt at making my own Optimus, and here's the references. You can clearly tell that I borrowed a lot of design elements from these pictures, and I didn't want to do that. I wanted this Optimus to be my own. So, let's get into the lore. A design element that I thought was interesting was the axe. In my Transformers universe, the Primes have weapons created specifically for them by Cybertron itself, or, Primus. So the weapon that the planet gave Optimus Prime was this mystical axe that kind of acts as Mjolnir of Thor, but visually doesn't match it. Also, the way it would work is by having it be super molecularly unstable. Say that three times faster. In like a nanotech kind of way. So it would just kind of materialize from Optimus whenever he needed it. Now, Optimus himself is a bit more lore heavy. Of course, I want him to be Orion Pax first and work his way into being a Prime. But there's a lot of things from the Align continuity that I really find interesting. Like the legend of Optimus Prime being one of the original 13 Primes. I don't know if that was ever confirmed, but yeah, I find that awesome. But I want to make Optimus an everyman, not someone who is born that way, born a Prime. So in my universe, Orion first worked with his guardians or parents in the Energon mines, and there he made a friend called Mekairo, which is me for the Greek word of greatness, megalos, and Kairo, which is a Greek word that basically means something akin to, quote, the right moment, unquote. So Mekairo is greatness in the right moment, basically. And after a particular set of events, Orion was offered a job by Alpha Trion in the Icon Hall of Records, and through some other series of events, Mekairo took the name of an old prime called Megatronus. Now you can see where this is going. Of course, I want my continuity to stand on its own, but the brotherly bond of Prime Megatron turning into a sad rivalry over jealousy and power is so powerful to me that I don't really want to change it, I just want to expand on it. I want Optimus and Megatron to have basically the same goals and have them truly feel like brothers. Talk about stuff that isn't related to the rebellion, go out and have fun, make them truly love each other in a way that human society would deem almost tragically romantic, but in Cybertronian society is just becoming family. So that when they part ways and they start developing their own groups of followers, it really stings, it really hurts. I would also mix the G1 continuity and the Align continuity once more to make the origin of Optimus. Basically, at this point, Megatron and Orion Pax have been disagreeing and butting heads for a while. Megatron wants to take over Cybertron and rule it as to ensure equality and freedom, while Optimus wants to let the people free and decide for themselves. I haven't gotten to how Cybertron works yet, but I have gotten to this. Megatron and Orion are allowed a meeting with the High Council to have their ideas be heard. Megatron is feared because of what he preaches, but Optimus, or Orion, is revered because of what he preaches. He moves even the most corrupted beings in the High Council. Orion is almost immediately chosen to be the next appointed Prime, and this obviously pisses Megatron off because, yeah, but Orion denies it. He explains that he isn't doing this for power or to become the leader of the planet, he just wants the people to be able to choose what to do with their lives. And this enrages Megatron even more because he sees Orion letting go of what Megatron is trying to have: control. This results in a small fight between the followers of Megatron and the followers of Orion, and this fight results in the death of Orion and his two closest friends, Ariel and Dion, by the hand of Megatron. At this point, the battle stops and everything is quiet, except that the planet speaks to the crowd in a deep, booming voice and says, "Orion Pax, you have lived in the ideals that I meant for all to have. You are just, you believe in freedom, and you are optimism incarnate. Come to me now and live again." At that point, the planet transforms in the immediate vicinity of Orion and lowers him into the core of the planet. Everyone is quiet, and the followers of Megatron himself start retreating. After a couple of seconds, the planet speaks again, capturing the attention of everyone, and says, "Live again and rise above the tyranny that has conquered me. Rise, my last Prime. Live, my Optimus Prime." Here, Optimus Prime is born. He was given the true matrix of leadership, and his story begins. So with this happening, the battle stops because Megatron is way too distraught to fight, as he just saw his closest and dearest friend be chosen by the planet itself to become a Prime. And at this point, also, Alpha Trion takes the dying bodies of Ariel and Dion and transforms them into something more. So, as you can see, with the origin of Optimus comes the origin of Elita 1 and Ultra Magnus. Obviously, Ariel becomes Elita, and Dion, who has been for the longest time suspected to be Ultra Magnus, in this particular continuity, does become Ultra Magnus. And with the origin of Optimus comes the origin of the true jealousy that encapsulates Megatron. With the birth of Optimus Prime comes the Great War. And yeah, that's pretty much the origin I have for Prime. It's familiar yet unique to me, I hope. And I really hope whoever watches this enjoys it, because I had a lot of fun doing this. And if you like more, then please sound off in the comments. But yeah, I want Optimus to be obviously optimistic, unrelentingly hopeful, and basically just a robot version of what Superman is. I want the whole room to get brighter when he walks in, not because he was chosen to be a Prime or because he carries the matrix of leadership, but because he's just that guy. He's the guy willing to fight for freedom and life of others besides himself. Also, I forgot to mention, the Autobot and Decepticon faces in my universe were rendered by a Cybertronian artist, taking the likeness of both Megatron and Optimus and applying it to the respective factions. That's why I went and redesigned the Autobot face too. So yeah, that's why it looks different, but it still has that Autobot feel. It's because it's not based on an arbitrary robot. It's based on Optimus. Cybertronian artist went in with the Autobots as they were being properly formed and said, hey, you guys need to differentiate yourselves from the Decepticons to make things a lot easier. So, Optimus, I like your face. Let me make it into a cool little thing. And boom. That's why that's why the Autobot insignia in my universe is different than from what's been made before. But yeah, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you liked it to the point where you want to share it. And yeah, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next Friday. Bye bye.